Welcome to my latest painting update. This week I've got some statuesque miniatures, some Reaper Bones miniatures, a couple of oddities, and the very last, I think, of the rescued and rebased miniatures. I'm going to start with the statuesque miniatures because they're the sort of most unusual of this week's crop. This is a range called Left at the Bottom of the Garden, I think, remembering from memory. And it's a set of basically stuffed toys, which are lovely, full of character and charm. Hopefully there's another set coming to add to these soon. So what do we got? Well, we've got a penguin. There he is. He's probably the biggest figure in the set there, I think. And we range down all to the singing mice, which I multi-based because they were too small to get their own base. And then a couple of, I guess, girls, and some hooded crows, which there we go. I did their hoods all different colours. There's there we go. I've already used these in a role-playing game, but I couldn't use the miniatures because we were playing over Skype and they weren't painted. But now they're painted, and they'll get an outing once the lockdown's done and we can play again, because I'll write something especially for them. I think Statuesque Miniatures are developing a game that you can use them in, but they're such charming figures that I think everyone should own them just because. Okay, so there's 13 of them. I've got doubles of 2 of the crows, by the way. So this guy and this guy are the same, and this guy and this guy are the same, because they produced a third crow, and I didn't want to buy him on his own. So I got a set of 3. So I've got extra, I don't know, evil crows? Probably. Although I like crows. Right, okay, that's that for them. Moving on to my Reaper Bones. So, some townsfolk, Fishwoman and Barrel. So, yeah, there we go, Fishwoman and Barrel. Another Fishwoman, she seems to have a cart full of eels or, eels or fish or whatever. And an old crone. I got lots of crones. The crone comes with, these two are in a set together. This one comes with a chap showing how big the fish that got away was, but I didn't like him, so I haven't painted him. And then lastly, this Bones Black Genie, female genie. Again, playing to Bones' strengths of being a massive figure for like $6.99 or something. So she adds a bit of class to my Arabian set. She'll get added into them. Next up is the first of my rescued miniatures. This is this is a Fantasy Forge Resin Giant, which you can now get from Scotia Grendel. I've rebased him and I repainted his flesh. He's incredibly difficult to show you. Let's have a look. Okay, so, wow, that's terrible. Let's do this another way. Okay, so with wobbly cam, he can fit in the frame. As you can see, he's a massive figure. I don't know how much he cost now. When I got him, he was less than a tenner, which was, you know, phenomenal for the time. Let me find. Let's get a fish woman just as a. Okay, so you can see this. Move my stand. See the size of him with her. So yeah, I was in 2 minds about whether to repaint the flesh, which I didn't like, or whether I should repaint all of him. But in the end, I think my old painting style for him is acceptable. And with a new base and some new flesh, I think he fits in well. And I certainly didn't want to get rid of him because he is he's a phenomenal figure. While he's here, let's show you his back. Oh, it's really boring, but whoa, there we go. So, a rescued Resin Giant. Right, back to normal. The last of the new painted stuff. So this guy is a 3D printed resin demon from Arcane Miniatures. Bat demon, vampire demon. Again, very impressed with the resin miniatures I've been getting recently. Definitely going to get a resin printer myself to go with my PLA one. And next to him is a little metal guy who he's a Dark Age thing. He came with a combat medic or something, which I got rid of, but I kept him just to be a little creature. And because he was in a box, he got painted this week because he was very quick to do. And lastly, the other rescued miniatures. There's a motley lot. Okay, first off, Grenadier metal table and benches. This was rescued because it broke off its plasticard base. It was on a dungeon base, so they've been done. Nothing really special about them. Okay, this guy and this guy, move them to the front. Okay, these are Rafa miniatures from their Cthulhu range or something. This is a Cthulhu guy, so he's like a, you know, Swami, stage magician, whatever. He was painted by Simon Webb. So was this guy with the, I think he's from a clown pack. So he's quite nice. And again, they were too nice to get rid of, so they got rebased. And then two of mine, a really old Ralpatha Centaur, painted in my old style. But I just like him and I didn't want him to go. He'll almost certainly never get used in anything. But I wanted to keep him. And these are Garrison Miniatures Mudmen, which frankly you can make yourself out of a bit of solder or hot glue. But anyway, they are an intrinsic part of this hobby's history. Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So there we go. Quite a short one this week, but quite a few miniatures. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.